Hey, good evening from Phoenix Day Live. I just thought I'd come down and film Ever Golden sailing this evening. It's about 6:30, and we're just looking out across there to Berth 9, where Ever Golden is I think just about to make fast with Sky, Tug Spitzer Sky, and at the stern she's got Deben also probably making fast. I'm not entirely sure. There you go. And here's Martin YT on YouTube saying, how do you even, or probably means to be howdy, good evening. Hello, Martin. Hope you're all right. And we also have young Steve Croydon out there. Good evening to you, sir. And Alida there in Holland. Good evening to you, Mum. You should be able to see the tug. Just get rid of that. There we go. Should be able to see the tug now. Just closing up to Ever Golden's bow to pick up or to make fast. The only trouble with being on this corner here is, of course, people stand right there and are in your way somewhat, but there you go. People are entitled to be interested, I say. And it's not as if I've got a tripod out or anything, so there you go. At the moment, there's no sight of the mooring party. They'll be long before long, I expect. And hello to you, Gondola, over there in Germany. I shall hope we shall get a nice shot. There we go. The trouble is, you don't want to ask people to move so you can get a shot, do you? But it's one of those things. Do I have the courage of my own convictions? Hello, young Steve. Yeah, right. Nice idea. See what we can do. So I guess I'm going to... Shall I ask them? Don't know. Do I have the bottle? Yeah, I will, I think. There you go. Some lovely, kind people kindly moved for me for a couple of foot so that you can now see the tug. That fits the sky getting in there. There we go. Aren't they kind? People are so nice. Hello. Someone having a lot of fun out there, isn't it lovely? Okay, what have we got? Yes, I did, Steve. I did do it. And there you go. That's fine. They were very kind and moved about. I moved feet and feet away. I don't know, but there you go. I'm hoping that the battery on this camera will hold on, because they're obviously not in any kind of rush. How long have we been running? 6 minutes? No, we're good. We should be good for about 20 or 25 minutes. Yeah, we hope they do, Gondola. I think they're only going to Hamburg on this this leg. Let's just double check. Yes. Oh, I see. Okay. Yep. So she is off to Hamburg. That's her next call. She's done Rotterdam. She's now done Felixstowe, and she'll be off to. And she's now off to Hamburg, from whence she will depart to the Far East again. So I assume that Sky is now mode faster. Mm-hmm. Let's see. It's interesting. I use Marine Traffic as my go-to website for ship information, but it's becoming less and less good on its free version, and they just want you to pay for stuff. So I'm now moving to My Ship Tracking, which is friendlier. So Svitzer Sky is getting out there ready to pull the mighty Ever Golden away from the quay. Well, you know what we'll have to do? That's a message from Max the Bear. I'm up for a pint too. Well, I think we'll have to have a Felixstowe live booze up. What do you think, chaps? It's actually quite a clear night. It was clearer than it was, I must say. You see, we're losing audience. Oh no, the audience went away and came back again. The reality of the situation with these kinds of things. I used to film a lot for my channel, Shipping TV, and that's the mooring party truck now turned up. There you go. That's the orange flashing lights there. And they'll be getting her mooring ropes away. Yep. Someone asked me in a little message whether we could play the VHF radio. It is not legal, I have to tell you. there is a copyright component on VHF conversations. The copyrights belong to the individuals who are having the conversations, as I understand it. And that means that you can't play VHF conversations over the top of your movies, which is one of those things. I think it's perfectly reasonable and fair, to be absolutely honest with you. Having used VHF while sailing myself, there are moments when you think, no, I don't really want the world listening in on my conversation. It's particularly true when or if something goes wrong. So at the moment, I don't know whether I don't have enough light to actually see what's happening on the quayside, because normally we'd look across and be able to see the mooring party at work, but we can't see that tonight. Hmm. So let's just look at that nice lady. What she got? Wow, it's interesting to see, by the way, that Ever Golden only has a draft of 11.6 meters. That means she's very high out of the water. Let's go back and see where we are. Right, okay. And we've got the dredger Charlemagne just going past, which may explain why she's not, Ever Golden is not moving at the moment. But having said that, I don't imagine so. So she's probably not waiting for her. Still see the mooring party van about amidships. Okay. We also have the Stena Britannica. Get my tongue right. Stena Britannica actually coming in, and see how far out she is. Well, don't know. Years ago, when I did a couple of trips with DFDS, we had to wait in the ferry while one of the ultra large container ships came out. I don't know whether that's still the case or quite what's going to happen. Whether they're going to wait a long time for the ferry to come by, or whether they're going to move her before that. Don't know. Who knows? Wow. I don't know whether you can hear the motorbike, but it's quite loud, isn't it? So we'll see what happens next, I guess. Good evening, young Ray. Hope you're well. So from the tug's point of view, it's a question of hurry up and wait just here as we go. Don't know. Listening out for the sound of the tugs opening up their engines. Not happening yet. Might hear it. Don't know. I think I can still see the mooring ropes down on the ship. Not sure. I'm doing my best, thank you, Ray, as we all are, I think. And that's the dredger Charlemagne is just going out. So it does look possible that she may be waiting for the ferry to come in. We'll see where that one goes. Don't know. Yep. I think I can just see her bow ropes still in place. I think. Yeah, it looks like they are. So it looks like she's going to sit here and wait for Stena Britannica to come in, which will be some moments yet, I think. So I think I might be having that pint sooner than I thought. Actually, it's one of those facts, isn't it? Yeah, she's firmly in place, I think. One of the things that local residents sometimes talk about here is the level of sound they get from the Evergreen ships. There is certainly some sound coming from the ship, which is like a hum, and I'm fascinated to hear it, really. It's quiet enough to hear it. I don't know whether it is the case. If there's anyone who's on the dock who's actually noticed this, I'd love to hear from you to say whether it is the case that there is that kind of hum from Evergreen ships. I assume it's probably going to be a fan or a fan system for an extractor or something like that in the engine room or whatever. Don't know. Interesting one. I see. Right. I wonder why I had a funny light array, or no light array on the tow, but it's behind the telescope. Not from my point of view, but from the camera's point of view. I can see it, but you can't. Sorry about that. Are we going to sit and wait for the ferry to come in? I think we're not, actually. So I'm a bit sorry about that. But it's a nuisance. I'm surprised, actually, but there you go. Yeah, Stena Britannica is literally 4 or 5 minutes away. We will hang on for a little while just to see if anything starts to happen. We may need to get the engine running to get some electricity into the camera. We'll see. See what we can do with that. Yeah, we've got a bit of a thing coming there. Okay. You'll have to excuse me a bit, folks, because I'm working at getting some power to my camera. Because this camera is quite an old one, but it does a jolly nice job in the dark. So you have to be friendly to it, don't you? Really. And we'll have a bit of engine power as well. Might get a little bit of camera shake, but we'll see. There we go. Not really. Not so far anyway. Oh yeah. And there's the mooring party truck just turned up. Sorry about the camera movements, but I'm trying and succeeding in putting in a charging device. Get a bit more oomph into the camera, and we'll sit here for a little bit longer and see what happens next, I guess. If that's all right with you, I don't mind. There we go. So what have we got happening at the moment? Nothing very exciting, I think is the word. So it looks like, if you can see the light, the flashing lights there, that's the mooring party vehicle. So they'll be up there doing their job on the bow rope. And I guess the plan is that the tugs will start to move her as the ferry comes past, I should think. Looks like that. No? There we go. Ferry's out there slowing down a bit. People taking their chips out. Good for them. Okay, what have we got happening? Can't really see very much. Can't see what the guys are doing with the bow ropes. I assume they're taking them off. Don't know. Oh, I see. That's excellent. The question now is how much patience do you have? Because I'm not the most patient of people, as you may or may not know, but we'll see where we go with this. We'll get rid of that from now. And we'll just remind you, if we may, without being over enthusiastic, we'll remind you that you can support Felix Day Live if you find it enjoyable and interesting. We have a supporters group, and members of the supporters group mostly give us around £2.29 a month, which they seem to think is reasonable value. It helps me to pay the bills because, as I'm sure you all know, I'm seriously old and on a seriously large pension. No, I'm not. I'm on a seriously small pension. And it does cost money to run Felix Day Live. So if you'd like to, then you can either join the supporters group and pay a very small fixed monthly lump of $2.29, I think, to help me fund Felix Day Live, or alternatively, you can make a one-off small donation at buymeacoffee.com/Felix Day Live, and either of those routes come to me without too many problems, and I can use them to spend on the running costs of poor old Felix Day Live. But there you go. That would be nice. All subscriptions are gratefully received. I have to tell you that I'm not as good as I should be, perhaps, at keeping up with stuff. So usually I do a little video clip exclusively for subscribers when I can, really, is all I can say. One of those things, isn't it? There we go. So, where is that other ship that we were talking about? The Britannica. She's on her way in. So it looks as if they are going to wait for her to come in, which is very nice and polite of them, isn't it, really? But I think they'll get the bow lines off the Ever Golden as soon as they can, because as soon as the Stenner ship comes into sight, then they'll be able to move the container ship without having any danger of the two getting too close to each other or having a problem. I have to tell you, actually, I'm delighted with the quality of video we're getting on this one in the dark. It's quite good, really. Let's just move the camera around a little bit. I want to get the tug again, really. There it is. You can see the bow tug. Ready to start work. And that's Svitzer Sky. At the stern, we've got the Svitzer Deben. All right, I see. Can't work out what's happening, really. Trouble is, you can't see anything, so in reality, you can't work out what's happening. You may be able to at home, guys, but I certainly can't. Pardon me. Goodness me. Okay. Okay. You have to be honest enough to say that sometimes doing this when I used to do it for shipping TV was really quite hard work because you would end up waiting a very long time for something to happen and you never really knew what was happening because, as I say, you can legally listen in to VHF, or I don't know if you really can, but someone will tell me, no doubt. But you can listen into VHF without any comebacks or problems. But the issue, I suppose, or the bottom line, I suppose, is that you can't listen to as many channels as they can listen to on the ships, and therefore you're not entirely sure what's happening all the time, which is interesting, isn't it? It's a bit, it's not at all frightening or worrying, but it's one of those things that is the case. We're just going to spin the camera around a little bit to catch the ship coming in a mo. Not sure what I've got that light from, but we shall see. So I think we've got the tug just there, and we're going to have Stena Britannica coming past in just a moment, which is quite nice. I keep promising myself I'm going to have a voyage there and back on Stena, one of the Stena lines, and at some point I'll get round to it, I guess. Okay. Over there you can see Harwich, the small lights on the horizon. And the tug is right at the right-hand side of your picture. That's the sky, waiting for something exciting to happen, I think, really. And in just a couple of minutes or a moment, let's say, you'll see Stena Britannica appear in the left-hand side of your picture. I've just worked out what one of the lights is. I see. Heavens above. Okay. And there she is, just appearing in the right-hand side of your pic there. So that's Stena Britannica. Super ferry, they used to call them. Don't know whether they still are super ferries. I guess they are, because they're extremely large for ferries, big ships. Very comfortable. I have done a couple of one-way trips aboard those, and they are very comfortable large ships. Very well appointed, very well looked after by Stena Line. Cracking on a bit. I'm not sure how old they are now. There she is. Don't know what the story is currently for smokers aboard ships. I used to be a smoker, and I can remember years ago having to just go on the stern deck of one of the big ships because that was all the only smoking space they had at that point. Don't know what the story is now. I suppose you probably have to go and stand outside somewhere to have a fag. I'm glad I don't do it anymore. And there we go. So that's the Stena Britannica heading in. What's that say? How am I allowed out after dark? The street lights are on. Should have gone home, or am I showing my age? Ray, I think you're showing your age, mate. I can't say anything else now. I'm going to just keep my head down and smile a lot. You're definitely well over 21. I think I can see slack bow ropes. I'm not sure whether I can or not, to be honest with you. Hopefully. I'm not bored, but I think it is quite boring if you're sitting at home. But if you like what we're doing, give us a like, give us a shout. Always happy to hear from you. See if I can get a shot of mooring lines. See whether we can get anything on that. No, I can't really. I think I can just see them. Don't know. Is she still fast? I don't know. I think she is. But I think she's now letting off her lines. And the Stena Line ship is now disappearing out of view behind Ever Golden. All right, and I don't know whether you can see it, but I can now see. Let's see if we can see that. Can we? Yeah, I think you may just be able to see the flashing light from a second mooring party van right down at the far end of the ship at the stern. Hopefully you can. Don't know. I think you can probably just see the Stena liner again. The Stena Britannica is just turning into the River Stour to go up to Harwich International Port, or as us old-fashioned people call it, Parkston Quay. I think it shouldn't be too long now before she goes off. Looks like I think it looks like they've cleared the bow ropes, and looks like they're down at the springs now. So when the springs are off, we should see the tugs leap into action. Let's just look out there a moment and look at the tug. Tug's out there. It looks like she's getting ready to pull, hopefully. Oh dear, we've lost focus. Sorry about this. Hi, Margaret. Have you not? Well, they usually leave this to Margaret Griffiths. They usually leave a lot quicker than this, Margaret. But he had to wait for a dredger to go out and for one of the large ferries from Harwich International to come through. I think the ship is actually moving now. Goodness me. Quite interesting, don't know. It's a lot more difficult to see things in the dark, obviously, but there you go. Yeah. I can hear engines. Yep, she's definitely moving now. and she's moved away from the key. So bear in mind, this is all a fairly slow procedure. Nothing happens fast because it doesn't need to, and it's safest to do things slowly. But I think you should now be able to see her moving. Let's get in a bit closer and see whether we can. Yep, she's moving, and she's also moving ahead slightly, I think. But she's moving clear of the key now quite quickly. Good Lord. Well, thank you for bearing with me here. Honestly, Patricia, no, not particularly. It's not hot. I can't say it's really very warm, but it's certainly not very cold. Don't know what the temperature is in real life. I'm having to run the engine to keep the camera running because it's run down on charge now. And hopefully we can keep it going. But I've got the fan running, so I'm nice and warm anyway. Now see her moving away quite nicely from the key. And when she's moved quite nicely away from the key and is about to get underway, we'll leave you to it. And that's Patricia from Arkansas. No, not really. Not really. Not very. But I have got my fan on. So you can now see her completely clear of the key. Just about make her name out there. And there you have it. And so that's Ever Golden clear of the key. She's now going to get underway in a moment or two and head out towards Hamburg. And that, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do us for this evening because, to be honest with you, I'd hoped that she would move a bit sooner than she did, but she took her time, didn't she, waiting for the other vessels to pass by safely, which is the right thing to do, pretty obviously. But there you have it. We'll see you soon. We'll do some more live tomorrow. You now know that you can find live content on Felixstowe Live virtually every day. Sometimes we don't, but mostly we do something every day. Martin, nice to see you here this evening. And everybody else who's watching, nice to see you here as well. Take care of yourselves. Mind how you go. And I think the phrase here, is don't overdo things. You too, Ray. Have a grand evening yourself. I'm going to have a rum and coke next, I think, on my menu. Okay. Oops. I'm having trouble here. In the dark, you get finger trouble. There we go. Right, here we go. See you soon. Mind how you go.